Hi, this is Christina Morrison coming to you from the Rockledge City Hall, and we just wrapped up the Transit One Council for Transit Advocacy meeting, and I am joined today with Laura Kelley, who is the Executive Director of the Central Florida Expressway Authority, and she's been sharing a little bit more about the Central Florida Expressway Authority and also how that is relating to Brevard County. So, Laura, thank you so much for being here. What can you tell us about the Central Florida Expressway Authority, or CFX as it's sometimes called?
The Central Florida Expressway Authority was created by the 2014 legislature. It turned us into a 5-county expressway authority with the ability to actually accommodate other modes of transportation within our right-of-way. Those were the two main themes of the 2014 legislation, to turn us into a regional authority as well as the ability to work with our transportation partners along the expressway.
All right, and so what are some of the overall responsibilities that you have?
Well, we operate and maintain 119 miles of expressways in the Central Florida region, the main being the Beach Line and the Beltway around Orlando, as well as the artery to downtown Orlando, the 408.
And where does some of the funding, you talked about some of the funding sources today, where does some of the funding come from?
All of our funding comes from the user fee, the tolls that we collect on our roadways. We do not have any outside source of funding. We do not use gas taxes or other sources of funding for our roadways. It also helps us keep up with the tremendous growth here in Central Florida. So as our economy expands and we have more people moving and living in Central Florida, we are able to expand our system to continue to provide throughput on our system, even in peak hour demand.
Well, growth is definitely happening. So specifically, how is the Central Florida Expressway benefiting Brevard County?
That's a very good question. As we move forward, we are looking at new corridors of connectivity between Brevard, Orange, and Osceola counties. We're studying many corridors, actually, and we're in the midst of studying those corridors now. We'll have the results of those first stages by the end of 2019.
Very exciting. So today at the Transit One meeting, the Transit One for Transit Advocacy, their vision and mission is all about multimodal transportation options. How are some of the things that you're working on, the master plan, how is that going to shape into the vision of Transit One?
That's a really good question. As we expand our expressways and we add lanes as they're needed, we are also setting aside right-of-way along those expressways for other modes of transportation. We're also building hard shoulder lanes so that during peak hours of congestion, those lanes, one in each direction, can be used to keep throughput going. So we're excited about that. But even more, in the next year, we will be addressing an update to our master plan, our 2040 master plan. We'll be able to work with Brevard County as we move forward in collaborating with them about all the modes of transportation. There's a new buzzword in the transportation industry today. It's called mobility as a service. And what that really means is that all the transportation agencies and modes of transportation are collaborating together to develop and deliver one communication route to our communities to give them all the mobility options they need for a given trip. And it also provides one point of payment. So it makes transportation of the future a lot more seamless and easy.
And convenience is definitely key. So, well, thank you so much for taking the time to share a little bit more about the Central Florida Expressway. If people would like to find out more information about some of these things that you talked about today, where can they do that?
Just go to www.cfxway.com.
Well, thank you, Laura, so much for being here. And that's all the time we have today for Transit Talk. Once again, I'm Christina Morrison, and thanks for watching.